Advocacy is different depending on different levels. We talked about this. It might be about changing behaviors, like the education piece of changing parents' attitudes. It could be about changing laws, or it could be about keeping our promises. Because a lot of times there's laws, there's commitments, there's promises of what politicians say they're going to do, and it doesn't happen. So advocacy a lot of times is about just reminding people, you said we would do this. What's happening? Let's create a plan. Let's make sure it happens. It's holding people accountable. I created a list of tools, ways that people can do advocacy. They're pretty small, but you guys have heard everything from protests to demonstrating to having meetings, maybe a one-on-one with a power leader, raising awareness through education, through networking, creating relationships with people that want to be involved. Media is a really powerful tool for advocacy, using the news and art, other forms of communication, research. All of these can be ways that we can influence and create change. So there's lots of options and creative ways to do it. Yeah.
I think, and that's what Ruthi just said is the whole point of these luncheons is that it's so important for you guys who are in high school or junior high to realize what you do can go towards making a change, and that could be in your career or in your conversation. And I think it's just really important to look at your own life and say, what am I good at? What's my talent? And whatever that is, it doesn't matter if it's from fishing to accounting to gluing things together. I'm pretty confident that you can find a way to fit that into making a change and making a difference. And I think that needs to be a really powerful message received by the upcoming generation, is that if you put your mind and your heart to anything, you can make a change. And it does start with one person, and it's just doing what you know how to do and what you're good at. And so I think, it's important to, when you hear advocacy, to translate that into your mind, oh, my voice, or what am I good at? It doesn't have to be this elaborate, intricate thing. It's just, it's just moving forward. So.
It is, because I think it gets really overwhelming. You get paralyzed in what you can do, but it's those simple things that you're good at.
Yeah, such a great point. And again, it goes to that idea of we need to partner with others, because we all have something we can bring. We all have something we're good at, or a person we can tell, or a circle of friends we can influence, So it's bringing all that together is how you see real change. When you think about so many social movements, music is a huge part of it. Getting people around a song that's sung in common. There's so many ways that pieces of it come together, and it's not, change doesn't happen if it's just one good person with one good idea. It takes everybody to do it. I just wanted to say that we do advocacy differently depending on what are the issues, what are the ways to make change. It could be art, it could be lots of ways that we all can be involved as advocates. The first step of advice is really just to figure out what it is you're passionate about and learn more about it. Do what you need to do, whether it's through a school assignment, getting to know people that are involved in the issue, volunteering. Learn what you can about the issue, because your awareness is the beginning of something that could be really big, and you can share that with others. You can totally be an advocate right now in the issues that you care about. I think getting involved now is the most important thing. I wish I had known that when I was younger, because there are a lot of things that I wish, if I had started when I was in high school working on issues, and I think I'd have a lot more experience in some of this too. So don't let your age be at all stopping you. There's so much that young people can do, and I think there's so much just creative ways that you guys can really make a difference too. And especially when you talk about, say, the issue of trafficking, Americans are involved in this. So if we can influence our peers and influence the others around us, that can make a really big difference. So definitely start getting involved now. Volunteer with organizations that you respect. If you see that they're doing something that you want to be a part of and you think it's a great idea, see what ways you can volunteer, read their materials, Because that experience, if you want to eventually have a job in that area, is really going to be what sets you up to be prepared for that. Definitely. And I think too, like, if you're interested especially in policy and advocacy, really pay attention to political events and like world news, what's going on, because that, if you have a real understanding of that, it really helps you understand how issues are affecting each other and where kind of the places to put pressure on for power to try to see the real changes. So pay attention to those things. Start watching the nightly news or reading the BBC on the internet, you know, get some outside perspectives of what's going on in the world, and that can be really helpful too. And yeah, use your school to learn about what you're passionate about.